Welcome to Trendy with Kim Allison, and I'm Kim Allison. I've been a hairdresser a long damn time, long enough to know I need a space to be fully myself, a place to say what I said, yes, share my journey, and bring you guests who dare to share their stories and opinions. So whether you're behind the chair, in the chair, or just here for the conversation, you're in the right place. Let's get into the show.
Hi. My name is Ted Gibson.
And my name is Jason Backe, and you're listening to
What?
Trendy with
Kim Allison. Lucky you.
Welcome to another episode of Trendy with Kim Allison. Now listen, guys, I always say we don't find hair, hair finds us. And today's guest, they didn't just find hair, they actually created something that changed the industry. Love that. I have Ted Gibson and Jason Backe with me today. Ted and Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
What
We're
a
so
vision.
happy to be here.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, looking at you, I'm like, I can't even speak at the moment.
Oh, gosh, I blush. But wait, you guys, before I get into anything, I need my listeners to put some respect on your names. I need people to understand the magnitude, the reach of these two amazing humans on my screen, because you guys are deserving of your flowers in the hairdressing world. And I want to make sure that I give them to you. So I want to take a second to acknowledge and set the tone for today's episode, okay? Because keep it a buck. There are a lot of people that call themselves celebrity hairdressers, right? And
Correct.
I digress on that. I'll just leave that there. But we have two real true celebrity hairdressers, and it's different. You know, it hits different for you guys because you guys, for me, you guys are legend in our industry, in my opinion. I think we have celebrity hairdressers, and then we have celebrities who are celebrity hairdressers. So that would be you two. All right. So allow me to read to my audience your list of accomplishments. Shall we? All right.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. You're like, ooh, do tell. Okay.
Tell
So
me.
I have Jason Backe. He is a celebrity colorist whose client list includes Anne Hathaway, Tessa Thompson, Renee Zellweger, Priyanka Chopra, Madeline Klein, and Kate Walsh, to name a few. He is a frequent source for Allure, InStyle, Glamour, Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire, Elle, and the New York Times. He's not only on the pages, you guys, he's also on the telly, like The Today Show, Good Morning America, and Rachel Ray. But wait, there's more. He appears alongside his hubby on the Paramount Plus series, Blowing LA. I could literally go on, but now I'm starting to feel like I ain't shit, so I'm not going to go on. I'm going to stop. Okay. But I will. I'm going on. And this next beautiful human, you guys, on my screen, he needs no introduction because his face alone is enough said, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mr. Ted Gibson. His roster includes Angelina Jolie, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
Nyong'o,
and Sandra Oh, and the list goes on. He is also known for past roles as the resident hair expert on TLC's What Not to Wear, which is where I first saw him and his amazingness, and starring with his hubby in the Paramount Plus series Blowing LA. But again, reading this is sucking all the life out of my success in my career. So I'm going to stop again there. Just kidding. Finally, y'all together. They are the co-founders behind Ted Gibson Beauty Wellness Science and the brand's flagship daily superfood supplement, Ascension. And last but not all, yay, I am 100% sure of that. That is not all. They launched the Convergence Beauty Wellness Science Summit, which will be in Palm Springs, California on May 3rd and 4th of this year, 2026. Did I get it right, you guys?
You
Bravo.
got it so right.
Yes.
Bravo.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Listing all it off made me feel tired. That's when I realized, no, I'm just tired. Like, we've been working so hard on Convergence. It's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing. And you know how it made me feel? It made me feel like I need to go back and start my whole life all over again. That's how it made me feel. I'm like, damn, what have I done? Anyway, you guys, that is so impressive. And I wanted to make sure I did that because you guys deserve it. I know, being in this industry for 29 years, how hard it is for a hairdresser to actually scale to the level that you have. And it's best to give people their flowers while they're here versus when they're not. Okay. So we're going to start right here at what point did you guys realize this was becoming bigger than just doing hair?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
How do you answer that?
Well,
I think that there were more than just one touch point that happened in. You know, I've always, I'll admit it, I am an opportunist. I see an opportunity and I go for it, and I suggest everyone be that way. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, and that's just how life is. But I think that if I didn't move ahead and reinvent, then I might as well stayed at my mom and dad's house when I was, a teenager and never left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how life is that I will always, always, always have to create something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I would say that my first day in beauty school is when I realized it was more than just hair, because it's the first place that I felt I was with my people. And it was the first place that I felt like I was really talented at something. And it's the first place that I felt smart. And so, like, when I started going to beauty school at the Horst Education Center, which is now an Aveda Institute, that's when everything, I say this in just about every interview that we do. It's like when Dorothy's house landed in Oz and her whole world went from black and white to Technicolor.
Yes.
That's how I felt when I started going to beauty school. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
You found your tribe. These are my folks. No, I think that's why I always say we don't find hair, it finds us, because I feel like everybody I talk to, it's, well, my parents didn't want me to do this, or I was trying to do something else and then I decided to do this. It's never intentional from the gate. I've not talked to one person who has said that. So that's when I came up with that theory, right? Feel like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I would say that's my story also. I remember it was one New Year's Eve, and a good friend of mine was a hairdresser, and he drove a great car and had a fantastic apartment and wore great clothes. And I said to him one New Year's Eve at his house in Austin, Texas, I said, I kind of thought about being a hairdresser, and I was 22, 21. And he said, oh my God, you should do it. You'd be great at it. I said, really? And the next thing I knew, I went to school.
Here we are. And I think I know. And when you have it, you just have it. You know that in beauty school, don't you? You look at it, some people, and you're like, God, you just don't have it. You don't have it. We've all thought it. We've all thought it.
They think they're going to go to beauty school, and it's just going to be about creating hair and blah, 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 and editorial, but it's so much more than that. And especially these days, it's so much more than that. You can't only just to be a hairdresser behind the chair. You have to be a producer. You have to be a podcast. You have to have, you have to know how to do product. I mean, there's so many things that you have to do as a hairdresser or a beauty professional.
That's true. Well, this next topic, it fascinates me because I've had business partners before and I don't have them now, let's just say. But, you're not just business partners, you're life partners. So how does that actually work? Like, who tends to be, and I think I already know the answer based on what we talked about off camera, but who tends to be the visionary and who brings it to life?
Ted is definitely the visionary. I always say that if I never met Ted, I'd probably still be working at the same salon in Minneapolis. I never thought that I would leave Minneapolis, let alone open a salon on Fifth Avenue, and then one in DC, and then one at the W Fort Lauderdale, and then one in Los Angeles, and then launch a product company, and then another product company, and then another product company. And that's just because that's who Ted is. Ted is always putting the cart before the horse and coming up with big ideas. And I am a taskmaster, and I'm good at taking his ideas. And if I don't know how to make it a reality myself, I like to network with people and find the people that can help us do it together.
Yeah,
because we never really do it alone. We never really do it alone. And I think a lot of people sometimes may think that oh yeah, I'm the rock star and I did it myself.
Yeah.
We don't do it ourselves. We have to have someone that helps us.
Well, I think in any business, you need people. No business works. I don't care what the industry. You need people for anything to work. So when people say they're self-made, for example, nobody is self-made. There's always somebody that helped you. Like you look at the guy that started Walmart. Well, his father-in-law paid a 6-month lease for him. And then when he failed, he secretly paid the landlord another 6 months. And that's when he got his legs and grew from there. But he still needed him.
Right.
I did not know that story. Wow.
You do? Yeah. Jeff Bezos needed his siblings and his ex-wife. I mean, everybody needs somebody. It's true, right? Is that what you guys attribute to making your partnership last? The fact that you guys can play off of each other and you probably have that just mutual respect for what your strengths and weaknesses are, I'm assuming.
Yes, for sure. Morally, we grew up he's white, I'm black.
Yes.
My dad was in the Army. We traveled all over the world. He stayed in Minnesota, northern Minnesota, didn't know a black person until he went to college. Like, we are so opposite of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, our morals are the same. Our values are the same. Our world perspective is generally the same.
Okay.
So with those things, it just kind of makes sense that we would be in a relationship for so long, because I still really like him.
That's important.
I think love, we can all say we love somebody, we're in love with somebody, but I think it's really about also liking them. And
it's true.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, relationships, I'm married. You have to choose it every single day, all day. And the minute one doesn't, there is no relationship, right? So I respect that. And let's stay here for a second, because I want to know, have there ever been moments where you didn't agree on a direction, and how do you navigate that when the stakes are so high with all you guys have accomplished? Do tell.
Every day. Every single day.
Even just this morning, we have someone who wants to support our event that's coming up, and she said, I'm going to buy X number of tickets and you guys do whatever you want with them. So our topic this morning, as I was getting ready to go to the gym, was like, what are we going to do? Are we going to use them for marketing? He wanted to gift them. I wanted to use them for marketing. And it was just like, there's always something that we don't see eye to eye on, that we need to come up with a mutual agreement on how we're going to move forward. And I think a lot of it comes down to, what does it come down to? It just comes down to letting Ted have his way.
No, because I didn't get my way. So therefore, I was waiting to hear what you had to say, because I don't know what that would be. I think the answer
you heard it live, folks, right here on Trendy with Kim Allison.
Well, that's a very interesting question, because I think that in any relationship, whether it's your client in the chair or the client that's lying on the bed, you're giving a massage to or a facial, or the guy you're giving a haircut to as a barber, there's always compromise, right? There's always a way of being able to navigate a relationship, regardless if you're sleeping next to them at night or you see
Yes.
them once every 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that when I really learned that was, of course, my relationship with Jason, but when I was on the show, What Not to Wear, because here it is, all of these women that would come from all of these backgrounds of Black, white, Asian, size 14, 8, 6 to 24, it didn't matter, right? They were really the same woman that needed something.
Yeah.
And what she needed was to be told that she's beautiful. And what she needed was someone to listen to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, and just listen to her. And I think that that's where generally most women are. And I would say the same thing about a relationship, period, is when you have a conversation with your spouse or your business partner or whatever it is, and just listening, I think changes everything.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Now, I want to shift into the industry as a whole real quick because things are changing really fast, as we all know. From your perspective, do you feel like the industry is evolving in the right direction? And what excites you about where things are going, while at the same time, what concerns you?
I love that.
I do too.
And it kind of goes into a philosophy that I think Ted and I share about there isn't a wrong direction. The direction that it's going is the direction that it's meant to be going, and we're just going along with it. And our job is to learn how to navigate it in a way that makes our business successful, that makes other businesses successful. So, for example, if we talk about AI and how so many people are terrified of AI,
I'm not one of them.
Me either.
Me either.
I'm excited to see what AI is going to do for the good for all of us, you know, and like there's in our industry, you know, people were like, oh, renting chairs is the worst thing that could ever happen, or going into a salon suite is like going out to pasture.
And we were those people.
And we were those people for a really long time. Like we owned commission salons. And I couldn't wrap my head around how this was how this could possibly be good for the industry. And now I'm renting a chair. I'm spearheading this idea of independent and trying to work with large organizations that own these properties that are salon suites to think about what's the value add that our experience can bring to your tenants, your beauty professionals, to help you with your business in retention so that you don't have as much turnover, so that there's a sense of community with people that sometimes now feel isolated in their own room by themselves. Like the challenges that people have as independents, what can we do with our experience to help them be better business people, to help them have a better customer flow, to help them, because a lot of those people are like I was when I opened my own business. Like, I went from being an employee to being a business owner. And that jump, there's not a lot of resources for beauty professionals, for women, for people of color who make up a huge percentage of the beauty professional population. And so we've jumped a lot of hurdles and we've met a lot of people and we've learned a lot of things. And we're excited about sharing those things so that when our industry continues to evolve and change, people have the skills and the community and the resources to navigate those changes successfully.
No, I love that. And back to what you were saying about AI and the mindset. And, you know, I have clients that just go crazy when I tell them I got inside of a Waymo. Oh my God, they're taking people's job. I'm like, listen, you know, Are we riding horses? No, we're not. That means the automobile came, and then the gas is going to go, and then it's going to be electric. Girl, you got to think forward. I mean, it's just you can use it to your advantage, and you're going to get to a place where you either don't know how to use AI or you do. You want to be on the side of you do at the end of the day. Yeah.
And it is going to take jobs.
And it's a tool.
It's for sure going to take jobs, but at the same time, it's going to create jobs that we can't even imagine because we're not there yet.
Totally.
Exactly.
I kind of always relate it to when I think about it personally, I relate it to my career. Mm-hmm. And when I remember when I went to barber school first, and I remember in barber school, I said, you know what, I'm going to work on stars someday, but I didn't know what that meant. In Killeen, Texas, about an hour from Austin, a little over an hour from Austin. And when I moved to New York...
I'm biting my lip.
Why are you biting your lip?
Because I have a lot of ways to describe Killeen, and I'm just...
Bite your lip. Anyway, why do you have to run with the biting your lip? Anyway, it's about me at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So
you guys are hilarious.
Watch Blowing LA. It's on Tubi.
Blowing LA. It's on Tubi.
I know, and I just learned through doing my research on you guys. Yeah. Now I'm a hairstylist / journalist.
There you go. The slash.
Oh boy.
So I related to my career and how when I came into the business of fashion as a fashion hairdresser and doing editorial and doing shows all over the world, New York, Milan, London, Paris, couture, ready to wear, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, mm-hmm. I mean, everybody, right? All of these.
Yep.
And I had that badge of being a fashion hairdresser.
Yes.
And at the time, you were a celebrity hairdresser. You lived in Los Angeles and you weren't very good. Because celebrities were still going on red carpets and they were still doing really their own hair, really. There wasn't that thing about, who are you wearing on the red carpet like Joan Rivers did, right? She was the one that made that whole thing happen.
She sure did.
She sure did. So when I think about my career, as a fashion hairdresser, it was all changing. And it was changing from models to celebrities. And I did not want to do celebrities. And I was shooting a cover for Marie Claire magazine with a model.
Yep.
And the fashion director at the time said, Ted, I have this opportunity. I think you'd be great at it. Marie Claire is shooting in the morning. Cosmo is shooting in the afternoon. And Patrick Demarchelier is shooting the cover. And I said, the covers. And I said, oh. She said, it's a celebrity. I said, I don't want to do celebrities. I'm a fashion hairdresser. I don't do celebrities. She goes, no, I think you really should do it. You should do it. It'd be great for your career. And I fought it and fought it and fought it. And at the last moment, she was like, you have to do it. And it was like I was talking about opportunities when I said earlier that this is an opportunity that I wanted to say no. And I finally said yes. Mm-hmm. And it was Angelina Jolie.
Oh.
And at that moment, she was going from
the weird
goth girl with blood around her neck. She had kissed her brother at the Golden Globes.
Yes. Billy Bob.
Yes, she had just divorced Billy Bob. And it was at a moment where she was becoming another woman. That was the thing about how, like AI, mm-hmm. and if I'd stuck to my withers about only just doing models,
yep.
I would not have the career that I have today.
Yeah,
so it's the same thing with AI. It's a tool to make your life better, mm-hmm. and to figure it out. We have to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And that is, gosh, what an amazing moment for you. Gosh, I mean, dream big, people, in other words. You know what still surprises me? How many stylists tell me they've never heard of Virtue Lab products. I found Virtue back in 2017 at a hair show, and I've been hooked ever since. I use it on myself, like this beautiful flourish right here. It's their hair thinning line. There's a full system. There's a shampoo, there's a conditioner, there's a density booster, one that's drug-free, and the other one that has minoxidil in it, which is amazing, you guys. If you haven't tried these products, please do. And it's one of the lines I actually stand behind as a professional. Here's why it's different. Virtue is the only hair care line in the world that uses human-derived keratin called alpha keratin 60 KU. Because it's human derived, your body recognizes it as its own and actually accepts it. We all want products that truly heal and repair hair, right? Not just make it shiny for a day. Virtue does that. It literally fills in the cracks in the damaged areas, strand by strand. So, you guys, trust me. You'll see results after one use, but after 5 washes, honey bunny, the hair will feel like a completely different head of hair. Soft, strong, and actually healthy. So if you're ready to stop masking damage and start repairing it, I know you're ready. Shop Virtue through my link today in the description. Support the show, support your hair. You'll thank me later. Bye. Let's talk about, that's a great segue. Let's talk about value, because this is where I think the shit hits the fan for people, especially stylists. When did you realize your names had value? And why do you think why do you think so many talented stylists, they struggle with pricing themselves? And to your point, some have imposter syndrome, or some are boxed themselves in. I only want to do X, because this is what I think I'm supposed to be doing. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So in 2002, when we were getting ready to open our first salon, we knew that we needed to hire PR.
Mm-hmm.
And so we met with this woman named Nancy Berman, who had Berman Communications, and she was really well known for taking small beauty brands and kind of putting them on the map with press. And we were taking a meeting with her in her office, big high-rise, Midtown Manhattan, glass windows all the way around, looking at the skyline, And we didn't have a laptop, we didn't have smartphones, so we brought in a book that we'd taken tears out of magazines, and we were like, this is what it's going to look like, these are the colors, this is the feel, this is blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, what's the name? And we'd already formed our corporation and got the bank accounts and got the employee identification number, all that stuff. And we said, it's Fame. She said, Fame? And we were like, yes.
So this is the David Bowie Fame, not the Fame television show.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, wow.
Everybody wants it.
Fame, everybody wants it, right?
And she goes, she just looks at her team and she looks at us and she slammed her hand on the table and said, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Call it Ted Gibson. And she said, Frederick Mackay isn't called Fame. John Sahag isn't called Fame. Call it Ted Gibson.
Such a good point.
Such a good point. And that was like Ted being told, you need to do this celebrity, and us being told, call it Ted Gibson. Those were and that was kind of all happening at the same time. Like when Ted started working with Angie and started getting all of this press because everyone wanted to know who was doing her hair, that's the wave that we rode. So when Ted said Angie changed his life, she changed mine too,
Yes.
because that's the wave that we rode to open our salon on Fifth Avenue. And
oh my God, I have full chills. I love this. That's amazing.
We have a friend named Vicky Steckel, and we were sitting in our apartment in the East Village, and she said, you know what, from now on, I'm shaking people's hands and saying, I'm Vicky Steckel. And that was the first time we had a conversation about using our first and last name when we introduce ourselves to people.
I do it all the time.
I do too.
I do it when I was just at an event the other day. What's today? Today's Monday. I was at an event on Saturday, and anytime I shook anyone's hand, it was always Ted Gibson.
And being able to do that is really powerful.
Yes,
when you meet someone and I say, hi, it's nice to meet you, I'm Jason Backe. It's very different than I'm Jason.
Yes.
No, thank you for that, because that is so powerful. And I received that because I was just at a conference, hairdresser conference in Newport Beach last month, and they had people just stand up and introduce themselves. And I desire to be a full-time podcaster. That's my goal. And that's how I introduced myself. And I would have never done that before. but it
Love
just
it.
I almost just said I'm how we get really small. And me, I am not a good public speaker. I get super nervous. So yeah, that just flew out of my mouth. And then I became Kim the podcaster for the rest of and I was the only one. So that worked for me. Yeah. All right, you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank
Great.
you. Now I want to talk
Yeah.
about what you're building right now, because this feels like a whole new lane in this industry. You've already had success in this industry, as we just all learned, but you didn't stop there. You've moved into beauty, wellness, science. And I think a lot of people don't fully understand that shift yet. So talk to me about that. Like, what led you into creating Ted Gibson Beauty, Wellness, Science?
When Jason said earlier about me being a visionary, I'm always a little ahead of the curve, generally always. And
For better or worse.
yeah. And it works. It does work. And about a decade ago, my mom was diagnosed with dementia. And in our quest of taking care of her and thinking about our own well-being, about how self-care and about what it means to take care of ourselves, Jason and I started taking lion's mane mushroom. And lion's mane mushroom, if you don't know, helps to build neural pathways in the brain. It helps to really, with functionality of the brain, it specifically comes from the earth that way. There are thousands and thousands of mushrooms, but lion's mane specifically has been the one that they talk about for that. And we did a deep dive into our community and discovered that no one was talking to hairdressers and the beauty professionals about how to take care of themselves, because we are the most depleted, the most underserved, and the most served that we give, and that we are the last to take care of ourselves. And it's misfortunate. And we decided, we should create something that will not only help us, but also help our community. So we created a product called Ascension. And most people think that, okay, was Ted and Jason coming out with something? I bet they're going to come out with just a shampoo and conditioner. But we felt like that we needed to do something a little bit different because my mom and because where we are at in our lives, that it's not just only about superficial beauty. It's also about the beauty that you have from the inside out.
Very true.
And Ascension really addresses that. It has 4 mushrooms: chaga, reishi, lion's mane, and tremella. And then we took it a step further and put in a rare blue-green algae that's only grown in one place in the world, in Klamath Lake, Oregon. With these 5 ingredients, 4 mushrooms and the algae, it has chaga, reishi, lion's mane, tremella, and the rare blue-green algae, like I said, and it's phenomenal. It has a coconut base, a coconut and vanilla base, just a small bit of coffee. It's not a mushroom coffee. A lot of mushroom coffees are very popular right now. It's not a mushroom coffee. It's more like a superfood that you can put it in your coffee, yes, but you can put it in your smoothie. You can put it over peanut butter toast. Jason bakes with it.
Is this a powder? What's the consistency? Powder?
It's a powder.
Powder.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see it. Yeah, show us.
Yeah. It comes in a 30-day supply.
And then I read I don't know how to pronounce it, adaptogenic mushrooms.
Adaptogenic mushrooms, yes.
Okay.
So there's a whole category.
Is that the category?
Adaptogens.
Okay, gotcha.
And so we're using adaptogenic mushrooms. They're not psychedelic mushrooms.
Nope.
Yep.
Because we would go to jail for a long time if we were selling psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh
for
my
now,
gosh.
but they will be legal at some point because they're really helping with mental capabilities.
Oh, that's amazing.
This pouch has 31-day sachets. So when you open this sachet, it's a powder. It's a coconut milk powdered base, like Ted said, with a hint of coffee and a hint of vanilla, and then the 4 mushrooms and the blue-green algae. And you can mix this into anything. You can be as creative as you are and just mix it into anything.
And
just like you do
really
with your collagen powders and your other types of powders.
Yes.
And does
it's
it
not
pair
great in water?
Oh, okay.
I don't love it in water.
No.
Okay.
It's not that it's nasty, but it's better if it's a little bit of a thicker
creamier.
Yeah, because the mushrooms, it's a powder and they settle to the bottom sometimes. So like, and that's some people put it in water. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's probably an acquired taste if you put it in water, I would think.
Yes.
And that, before I move away from that, that pairs with anything, right? It's nothing. You can add it to anything. It's not gonna clash.
Here in Palm Springs, there is a coffee shop called Coffeeism that has 2 beverages made with Ascension. So it has a hot beverage that is called Cloud 9.
Love that.
It has a cold beverage, which is called Up in the Clouds, and it's paired with passion fruit.
Have you had this espresso with passion fruit juice?
No.
It's so good.
I need to come to Palm Springs.
Espresso with tonic is supposed to be amazing also.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
I mean, those are things.
We need to promote
those are things that. No, exactly.
And yours.
Yes. And then, so you guys have taken it a step even further with your Convergence Beauty Wellness Science Summit, bringing people together around this idea. So what's the bigger vision there? Like, what are you trying to shift in the industry?
Well, for years and years and years, we have heard that you only get your products from the professional, right? Mm-hmm. You know that you only buy your hair products from your professional, from your salon. You only buy your skincare from your esthetician. You only buy your nail polish from your nail person. That's it. We know that has changed.
It's called Amazon.
It's called Amazon.
And Sephora and
Ulta.
And Walmart,
and now Walmart, like
Target,
everywhere.
all of it.
Target, everywhere. And there is no line between the consumer and the professional anymore. It's completely blurred.
Especially because the consumer has never been more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She has access to any trends that are out there around the world.
Same as we do as hair beauty professionals.
She is savvy with ingredient lists.
She knows the language now. They come in and telling you what they want.
What?
Yep.
Using our technical terms.
Yes, it's true.
And that's the hurdle that we need to overcome as the professional, is knowing how to navigate that conversation so that our credibility is maintained. It's like we were having a conversation with a doctor friend the other day, and everyone's self-diagnosing with Google and chat, and telling the doctor, this is what I need. And the doctor's like, this is not what you need, or maybe it is what you need. But, it's similar in any of these I'm a plumber now. I fixed my leaky shower from ChatGPT. I fixed the leak in my roof, so it's like, we all have access to things in different ways. So how do we as the professional, especially the beauty professional, maintain our credibility and our authority in that situation?
And that's hence why we created Convergence, because that's what we're doing in a 2-day summit. We're bringing consumers and professionals into the same room, not to compete, but to
connect, share,
inspire each other, and think of it differently. We have to think of it differently as an industry, because I saw something the other day where K18 was at Costco. You know what I mean? So there is no, I know the hairdresser, we want it only for ourselves, but manufacturers are in the business of making money.
And once they tap out in salon distribution, they got to go somewhere else. They got to keep growing.
They have to keep growing, just like everybody has to keep growing.
And that's why content creation is what it is. They go with who's got the most following now.
Yes, for sure.
However, anyway, we are seeing something very interesting happening where there's the value behind the influencer, but the yearning is coming back now for the expert. Because it's one thing to have a look and a vibe that sells a product with an endorsement of a personal testimony, which is the influencer, versus someone who's got 30 years of experience in medicine or longevity or hair care or hair color or whatever it is, that expertise is rising again in value. So that's something
No,
to look
I
forward
love
to.
that. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect at this conference. If I am a consumer, I'm at your
Yes.
conference, what can I expect?
Okay, so the consumer is a one-day ticket for $199, and that one-day ticket includes the opening session, where we have a bunch of stuff planned, and then the consumers will be invited into the main ballroom, where we will have our consumer-facing partners teaching DIY classes. How to take care.
Ooh.
We have Just Us Skincare teaching how to take care of your skin at home. We have Gloria Williams, who is the foot nanny, Oprah's pedicurist, with her product line, teaching people how to take care of their feet at home. Xenogen is going to be there to teach people how to take care of their scalp at home. Ted and I are going to be talking about how to take care of your beauty from the inside out. Someone is going to be teaching, Simone is going to be teaching how to do like a DIY blow dry at home.
Yes.
So that it's
Ooh.
really fun, practical stuff for the consumers to like get a little education and maybe see what they were doing right or what they were not doing right. At the same time that that's happening, the professionals will be with Steve Gomez, who is
Okay.
a business building coach, for a 2-hour session on how to be better business people.
Okay.
There's a lot of that at Convergence is focusing on the business side of it. We're having a lot of conversations about AI. We're having a lot of conversations about how to make our business flow better, to be a stronger financially, to understand what the finances of our own companies are. So that'll be happening. Then we take a break.
And shopping.
Oh, and all of our vendors will have shopping set up, so we'll get insider pricing on all of the things that our sponsors are selling.
Yes.
We'll take a little break. We come back and we have 2 panel discussions that are open to the consumer and the professional together. And that is, the first one is Guts, Brains, and Beauty, beauty from the inside out, with longevity experts, spa professionals, wellness professionals, internal medicine doctors. Then the next panel discussion is Stars, Shrooms, and Psychedelics. So we have an astrologer and spiritual guide, spiritual coach, a mushroom farmer who is actually an agro-tech farmer who has created this self-sustaining Adobe miniature 8 by 16 foot farm. It's fascinating.
Wow.
We have a psychedelic expert and shaman. We have another spa expert.
Yes, the number 1 spa in the country, actually, called Sehe Spa. It's owned by the Agua Caliente, which is one of the tribes here in the Coachella Valley. And it's the number 1. It's spelled Seche. You have to look it up. It's incredible.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's number 1 spa in the country.
So just really interesting, inspired conversations. And then we take a little break and have a cocktail reception at 6:00 with a DJ and some food. That's followed by a fashion show by Ted Gibson and the Ted Gibson artistic team, with designer friends that have sent us their wardrobes to dress our models. And then there's an after party. So that's day 1 and the consumer ticket. Day 2 starts off in the morning with an exercise, a self-discovery exercise with the Blue Zone Project.
Called Purpose Workshop.
Called a Purpose Workshop, to help us all get clear on our purpose and to think about how we can live better longer.
Do you know what Blue Zones is?
Yes.
Yes.
Lots of hundred. They have centurions. What are they called?
Centurions, yeah.
Yes.
And they're making Palm Springs the Blue Zone.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So we have them coming to start off the day, and then we have professional education on the main stage. People like Min Kim, who's the lead balayage expert for L'Oreal, who's facilitated workshops in over 20 countries. Zachary Golden, who is the head of education for Ergo brushes and tools. Salon Cadence is coming to do a presentation on AI and how to make it work in your salons. Simone Pentinetti is coming. I probably butchered her last name. Sorry. Coming to do this Brazilian hair painting method that she created that is insane. She's being brought to us with Booksy. So there's like all kinds of education happening on the main stage and breakout rooms if people want a more intimate learning setting. So
I need to get a ticket to this thing. I'm coming.
I know you only have to drive 4 hours to get here. So
yeah, that's right. I can be there. I can be there in a jiffy.
Yes, you could. We have a special room rate with the Renaissance Hotel for $239 a night.
Because that's where it is at the Renaissance the whole days.
And it's unlike other beauty seminars that have been in town. We're actually in downtown Palm Springs. We're not out in Rancho Mirage or a $40 Uber ride away. You can walk from the hotel where the seminar is to the best of the best that Palm Springs has to offer. It's like a great location for people to fall in love with this place like we've fallen in love with this place, to feel the inspiration that we feel when we're here. It's so exciting.
It's magic,
oh my gosh. I am so glad. I can't wait to share this, and I'm going to make clips and send it to everybody I know, all my audience. So thank you so much for that breakdown. And I know you guys are short on time, so you're not going to be able to play my game because I love games and I play at the end. Okay, real quick. Okay, so this game is called the trade-off. Okay, there's no right answer, but you have to choose. You can't say both. All right, quick. Round one. You can make $1 million a year behind the chair, but your name never extends beyond your clients. Or you build a global brand, but it takes years before you really make money. Which one are you choosing?
Well, I've already chosen it. Global brand.
There you go.
And in hindsight, take the $1 million.
Okay, round two. You stay fully in control, every client, every detail, every outcome. Or you build a team, but you lose some control over the work. Which matters more?
Team.
Love it. Round three, you only do work you love, but your books aren't always full. Or you do what clients want and you're consistently booked and profitable. Where do you land?
I'm a Capricorn. Show me the coins.
All right. Round four. You're highly visible, huge following, big presence, or you're deeply respected in the industry, but not widely known publicly. Which one actually matters more long term?
I don't even know how to answer.
That's a tough one. I would say for me, number two. For Ted, number one.
Okay.
I said I would. What would you say?
One.
See?
And it's one. Right answer. All right, round five. You make great money, but you're always working. Or you have time freedom, but you have to step away from doing hair daily. Which life are you choosing? Two.
Yeah, time freedom.
Two, for sure.
Okay. For sure. All right.
Yeah. You know, go ahead.
Because we've done both,
go ahead.
You know? Yeah.
No, just the fact that, you know, when you think about having 15 clients on your book and you're booked 4 months out in advance and you're blah, 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 and we think that that's really success, it's not really success.
Success is charging more, working
smart.
less, and being able to take vacations and spend time with your friends and family.
Absolutely.
That part.
And we don't think that. We think having 15 people on our books and we haven't raised our prices.
If you're booked
5
4
years,
weeks in advance, raise your prices. Lose 20% of your clients.
Absolutely. And
work 20% less and make more money.
Do 6 clients a day versus 15 and make the same amount of money or more. There's something about us in this business where we think that much is creating success where you're not really that healthy. You know,
it's true.
Really, I call it a false sense of importance. That kind of like, listen, I loved when I was on a plane every weekend because I had a contract with the manufacturer and flying around the world and doing classes and then coming back to my busy salon and being busy in the salon with my busy staff and whatever. But in hindsight, I don't know that I really enjoyed the moments.
Yeah.
Because I was so caught up in the ego part of it.
Yes.
Because it was fabulous to be rich and famous.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's true. And I think people get caught up in the artistry side and they lose the business side. We don't get that entering in. We get, oh, you just have to be a platform. You have to be known, visible, do so-and-so, to your point. Celebrities.
And what ends up happening is that people don't realize that nothing lasts forever.
Mm-hmm.
That nothing lasts forever. That I relate it to actors. Like, yes, we know Angelina very well, but when's the last time she had a hit movie?
Okay.
Right.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, you know, and I relate it to actors because that's the same thing with us as beauty professionals. We may be, especially influencers, we may be really, really hot and we're riding that wave for 2 years and then it goes dark.
That's
why you have to reinvent.
You have to reinvent it. You have
to reinvent.
If you want to have longevity, you have to reinvent it.
Yeah, that's so important. And we get into that, you have to starving artist mode as hairdressers. And I think back what we were talking about earlier, the salon suites, the independence has forced us to learn how to be business owners instead of just doing hair, you know?
Yeah.
And that booked and busy, you know, you're busy, but are you productive? That kind of thing.
Are you productive?
Right.
I love that you two have figured that out for us. I love that for us. Share your wisdom.
Figuring it out. Like it's never ending.
It's true.
But the reinvention piece of it is important. You know, we stay on top of it.
Well, you know, podcaster.
You know.
Yes, podcaster.
You know,
yeah.
It's the truth. The reinvention is important.
Yeah, and if
don't
you
always think about it.
And I'm a product of Tony and Guy, right? And I was just having this conversation with a stylist on my last episode, and I'm like, who the hell is Tony and Guy anymore in this industry? I talk to young people, they're like, Tony and Guy. They don't mean anything. And it's like, but they were, I know, but they were everything in 1997.
Yes, they were.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, you guys, I'm gonna hit you with this last one before I let you go.
Okay.
You can be known as an incredible hairdresser or someone who changed the industry. That's a trick question. Which one are you choosing? Because you already did it. You changed the industry. I'll answer it for you. You guys have changed the game because there was no such thing as a celebrity hairdresser until I heard of you, specifically Ted Gibson. I had never heard of, other than, okay, Vidal Sassoon, yada, yada, but I didn't relate Vidal Sassoon with television, not in my era. I know what he did, Mia Farrow, so he did have a celebrity, but it was very different. The 90s and the early 2000s, like that was like supermodel days. And what is a supermodel today? What is that?
You don't even know who's on the runway.
What is an actor or actress? I don't know. It's all convoluted with social media, content creators and influencers, you know?
Yeah.
I so enjoyed having you both on.
Thank you
Ted
so
and
much.
Jason. How can my audience find you? Give us your handles.
Mine is at Jason Backe, Backe. We also have Convergence, BWS, Convergence Beauty Wellness Science. Follow that to get all of the updates on what's happening.
And at Ted Gibson everywhere. That's 1B. TEDGIBSON on everything from everything. So I'm just so excited about being with you today, Kim, the podcaster.
Thank you, Kim, the podcaster. I love that.
Appreciate what you do, and you know we talk to people all the time, right? And we've done a few podcasts.
This is our 4th today.
Oh my gosh, booked and busy.
But what's incredible is that you ask poignant questions, and that you are really thoughtful about the interview. So I appreciate the fact
and you're easy,
that you came prepared, and that you really know, and that you're invested in your goal of being Kim the podcaster. Like, that's incredible. It's just not.
Thank you, guys. Well, coming from you guys, that means the world, because I do live with imposter syndrome and wondering if this is my calling, but I love it so much. That's why I put so much into it. I did my homework, my research on you guys to make sure that I did you justice, right? Because that's what it's all about, making people look good, not bad.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And everybody, if you're not subscribed to Trendy with Kim Allison, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Please hit follow on the podcast. Leave me a 5-star review, please. Pretty please. That would be amazing. You can also visit kimallison.net to learn all about all the things I have going on. And of course, follow me on my nemesis, the socials, at Trendy W Kim Allison. I'll see you next week. Bye.